have one more little cart. That is all I have to clean out with the garage for this year. Take a look at this. This is it. And now the garage is pretty much cleaned up. So I am just gonna go through everything. I got so much stuff that I really don't need any canning stuff. I have all these canning lids, and this is what basically it is. It is my canning lid collection. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this whole cart, and I'm taking it down to a smaller cart. So we're just gonna organize the canning stuff today. All right, so let me pull this camera back so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I have this big cart, and then I have this little cart. It's not gonna take near as much room. And I'm hoping I can put some of my other lids that I have, put them in here. Whew. My goodness, that was dirty and dusty. What do we got in here? I want all my canning lids at one place. All right, I'll show you what everything looks like when I am done. I never saw so much dust. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. I really had to think to myself, okay, Tessie, you don't need all this. What can you donate and put it in the brown paper bag? And what are you going to keep? I had to be more reasonable with myself because this was a little difficult. I'm the kind of person that's a pack rat and I want to save everything. But I knew I couldn't do that. I knew that I had a lifetime supply of certain things and I need to let it go and give it to someone else who actually could really use it. So you see me going through everything and trying to consolidate, getting rid of this really large rack and putting it into the smaller one. I'm still finding things that I have shoved, literally shoved in the nooks and crannies of my home. And I'm pretty much, this is the last one. Last thing, I'm hoping. But it's amazing how full I made this home. This 1,100 square foot home had about 3,000 square foot of things in it. And I am not kidding you. It was absolutely a lot of stuff. All right, now I got everything organized. I have all of my lids together in this cute little wicker. And that's what it looks like. Wow, I felt really good getting that done here tonight. I think I'm at a point now in my life where I want to attempt some more harder type of seeds to plant. I want to start working on growing my own bayberry. The plants are really expensive if you want to buy a shrub. So I'm going to do the old-fashioned way and the really frugal way, and I'm going to plant the seeds. Now it can take a couple years, but I've done that with lilacs. I've done that with all of my lavender, and now I'm 3 to 4 years in and I have these beautiful plants. So what I want to do is I want to try to grow some bayberry, and then the little berries are purple and they make wax. It's a fascinating thing. So what you do is you harvest the berries and then you boil them in water and they release a wax that you skim off the top, and you can use that to make candles. And that is something really hard to find, bayberry wax. So I really want to make my own candles and do it that way. I have flax planted other years. I'm not sure if I have flax. I thought it comes up every year, but maybe not. So I need to go ahead and plant some flax. I need to write that down and work on that. They have such lovely blue flowers, and just enough to make some of my own twine and string. I'm not looking to make my own clothing. I really don't have the talent for that. But you can do some really neat things with flax and just small things, you know. So I think I would like to make my own thread or my own type of twine, you know. I've been reading a lot of books on, you know, colonial Williamsburg and, you know, the 1800s and the 1900s and what did they do and what did they plant. And I'm really coming to a halt here as to new things that I can do, because I think I've tried so many things. But I am really excited to be able to have more plants, more different kinds of plants. I have yarrow, I have white yarrow, yellow yarrow, and that is amazing for cuts and scrapes. And I love the herb yarrow. I love the flowers of it. If you have any ideas and some things I could plant that is different, please give me in the comments something different, something that you think I would enjoy from the old world, from the old school. But until then, I'm just going to go ahead and I have all of my canning jars ready. I did donate 80% of them, but I still have plenty of canning jars, and I still have quite a few of food that I'm going to be consuming this year. I'm going to be doing probably a little more freezing as well. I have a little freezer in the garage, and I think that's just about it. I'm not sure. Every day there's different content coming your way, because I'm always coming up with some new ideas and some fun things that I think that you would enjoy. And to be honest with you, it's not that expensive. So the huckleberries were only $3.25 on Baker Creek Seeds. So for $3.25, you can grow a whole hedge of beautiful huckleberries, and they get quite large. So that means they're gonna have to go along the side of the garden, and they can grow up. And I'm gonna have my garden like a design. So I always say it's like a portrait, you know, a blank slate, and then you can make it however you want. I'm gonna have a lot of marigolds tucked in with my herbs and flowers and vegetables. The potatoes are planted, the onions are planted, the garlic's planted. I need to plant the carrots, waiting till he's done edging, because he's taken all that wonderful soil, topsoil from edging, and putting it into the garden, and we're tilling that in. Then I'll do the carrots and radishes. The spinach is already in, and the garden is looking amazing. I'm really excited to share the gardening season of 2026, because I have given it my all. And now, since the clutter in my house is pretty much under control, I don't worry about my house anymore. I don't have that much stuff that's bothering me, and now I can just spend it all outdoors and learning new skills. I'm trying to learn different things that they did back in the old days. All right, so I'm just gonna give you a short little tour of the garden as it is today, because every day it's different, because everything is very fluid here on the channel. That means from one day to the next, this time of the year, the flowers and the herbs and everything starts to pop up. So let's go in the garden. I'll show you that before I say goodbye. Come to the end of my major decluttering, It took me about a year. So I think from the time it all started to now, I would say about a year. And now the idea for me is to keep it decluttered. Constantly, remember what I bring in the house, am I going to keep it or what am I going to do with it? And I have found that I don't need as much things, and I really want to be more conscious and have a intentional way of living.